Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, March 24th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to start with some unfortunate news. Um, Rough season for the Warriors just got rougher. Yesterday, the Warriors beat the Dallas Mavericks in overtime, 137-131, snapped the losing streak, which is good. Here's the problem. In overtime, in the in the win. Moses Moody suffered a terrible, terrible knee injury. If you haven't seen it, I would not recommend looking at it unless you are very curious. Otherwise, I would not take a look at it because it is not good. Um, Very, very ugly. It's terrible. Just because this was his first game back from the wrist injury that kept him out since March 2nd. Finally came back, was playing well. He had 23 points in 34 minutes. He was +7 in this game. And then he got the steal on Cooper Flag, went the other way for a wide open dunk. And I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know if it was like he slipped or if it was the landing spot went wrong. It was bad. He came down hard, grabbing the knee immediately. There was a lengthy delay to bring the stretcher out for him. Just prayers for Moses Moody because he was playing super well this season. He was having his best year of his career. He was one of our best players, talented young player, 3-and-D player. He was one of my favorites. And there is a question of can he play basketball again? And I certainly hope so. And I feel like this it's a torn patella tendon. That's what the news is. That's what the diagnosis is. And yeah, um, it's gonna be a very very long rehab for Moses Moody, which is really too bad because he was playing some great basketball this season and just coming back from the injury in his first game, he got hurt again. I mean, looking at it from the Warriors' perspective, this makes another knee injury that's ending the season of one of our top players. Jimmy Butler tore his ACL back in January. Moses yesterday. Steph Curry has been out since late January with a knee injury. We're just getting rocked by injuries. I mean, there's not been a single person on this team who hasn't been hurt at some point this year. And that is tragic because we were playing good basketball before before all the injuries. We had a very rough start to the year. There were definite issues, but really once the new year started, we were playing incredible basketball, and the injuries have decimated our team. It's very frustrating, and I guess we're gonna leave it there because I mean there's not really much else you can say about it. It's just really too bad. Other scores from basketball: Pistons beat the Lakers in a close one. Um, Spurs over the Heat, Thunder over the 76ers, Bulls over the Rockets, Hawks over the Grizzlies, Pacers over the Magic in a close one. Um, Raptors over the Jazz, Blazers over the Nets, Clippers over the Bucks, and then we beat the Dallas Mavericks. Today in basketball, Hornets, Kings, Knicks, Pelicans, Magic, Cavs, Nuggets, Suns. Two good games on national TV. Where should we go next? We'll kind of like end that, just finish it up with prayers for Moses Moody. We'll talk about baseball now. Baseball, this is so exciting because tomorrow the San Francisco Giants open the entire regular season for baseball, opening night tomorrow against the Yankees. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that baseball is back. Um, I can't wait. And we've been doing our series on the special editions of previewing each division, and we're gonna kind of continue that on the main show. We're gonna talk about some of my picks. We'll do the main predictions tomorrow after the NL West episode comes out later today. But For now, I want to talk about some of my award picks, some of my breakout picks, and what I'm looking for this season. Not for the, I guess for the Giants, but we'll preview that tomorrow, I guess. I want to talk about all of baseball because it's coming up very soon. Let's go over the awards picks. We'll start with the MVP. That's the big one. For the MVP of the National League, we'll start in the National League. It's kind of a layup and it's kind of obvious. I mean, there's I can't see a way for Shohei Ohtani to not win MVP again. What he does on the baseball field is we haven't seen that since like 1910. The combination of hitting and pitching, two-way player, maybe the best two-way player of all time. I mean, Babe Ruth was good, sure, but Ohtani, he's one of the best hitters in the game. He's probably like top one. He's probably one or two, depending on how you feel about Aaron Judge. He's a top two hitter in baseball. He's also a Cy Young caliber pitcher. He's that good. If he was just a pitcher or just a hitter, he'd still be an all-star. If he was just a hitter. He's won an MVP as just a hitter before. And now, I mean, can he be stopped? I don't think so. He's a force. He's that good. Shohei Ohtani. Um Next, American League MVP. It's been Judge for most of the last couple of years. You know, hold on, let's go back. I want to give up my three picks for MVP for the National League. Number one, Shohei Ohtani. That's the easy one. He is that good. Two-way superstar. Probably the most popular player in baseball. The best player in baseball. He can pitch, he can hit, he can run, he can do literally everything at a very high level. I expect him to go hit 50 homers again this year. We'll see about the stolen bases, and I expect the pitching to be good as well. He's just a force. He's inevitable. For my other two picks for MVP in the National League, I got Ronald Acuna Jr. I expect him to have a big season, a healthy season for Ronald. We saw him in the WBC, looked great, looked healthy, looked fresh, and I think he's going to stay healthy this year. And when Ronald Acuna Jr. stays healthy, he puts on an absolute show. The last time he was healthy was 3 years ago. He hit 40 home runs, stole 70 bases, and won the MVP for the Atlanta Braves. I see him staying healthy again this year, and I see him he would win the MVP if it wasn't for the existence of Shohei Ohtani, is my prediction. And then my next pick for NL MVP is, and I guess you can call me biased. Should I go with it? I kind of want to. Rafael Devers. I feel like now that he's on the Giants, people forgot about him. If he was on the Red Sox, people would be clamoring for him. But the bat is so good. Last year when he came over, it was a big change of scenery, and he wasn't 100% healthy. We saw what he did down the stretch in September and August. I can see him doing that again. I can see him doing that for the entirety of the year. He's got such a good approach to the plate. He's such a good hitter. Man, he is a dog. I think Rafi Devers could be up there in MVP conversations. He's not going to win it, but he deserves some votes after this year, I think. That's my expectation. American League MVP. We'll go with the runner up first. Number three, I'll just give you my candidates, okay? Aaron Judge. He is the favorite. He's won the MVP last two seasons, I think. Maybe more than that. I mean, I think he was hurt in 23, but he's won a lot of MVPs. He is a very good hitter. He can hit for he has amazing power. We've seen that. He's hit 62 homers one time, and he's consistently above 50. And now he's hitting for average too. Last year he hit like over 300. Can we see? Pull up the stats. Um, oh my gosh, 331 with a 1.145 OPS, 53 homers, 114 RBIs. He also walked 124 times. This is probably his best season. I know about 2022. I know he hit 62 home runs that year. I think this last year was Aaron Judge's best season ever. Just the pure hit tools through the roof. The arm is also pretty good. The fielding, he's not the fastest guy, but he's not slow. He can do it all. He's the main focal point of the Yankees lineup. He is the MVP frontrunner. I also, um, who else do I like in the American League? I mean, you got to give Jose Ramirez. Oh no, Bobby Witt Jr. That's who you got to give props to. Bobby Witt Jr. Outstanding shortstop. Looking at his numbers last year, 295, 23 homers, 80 RBIs, 184 hits, was first in the league. Led the league in doubles with 47, 852 OPS. He also stole 38 bases. If it wasn't for Judge and Otani, Bobby Witt Jr. is the best player in the league, and he's getting talked about a lot more than we are talking about right now. We should talk about him more because he is a really, really good baseball player. And if it wasn't for Judge in 24, Witt would be the MVP in a 9 WAR season. I think he's going to be up there once again. You also want to shout out Jose Ramirez, who's consistent, very, very underrated. But my pick to win the MVP, that's right. I don't think it's going to be Judge. I think it's going to be a pitcher for the first time since Kershaw and Verlander, another Tiger, Tarek Skubal. I think Skubal's going to win not just the Cy Young, but the MVP this year. He's in a contract year. He's won 2 Cy Youngs in a row. Last year, second in the league in strikeouts, 241, 13 and 6, 2.21 ERA, 195 innings pitched. I think he's going to be even better. I do. He's in a contract year. He's going to be paid the highest. He's going to get the biggest pitcher contract in history next off season. I think he's going to be just super, like, I think he's just going to go for it, man, because he's playing for that big contract, and I think he's just going to come out determined. Is the big thing. He's going to come out determined, on fire, just mowing down hitters. I think we're going to see the most dominant pitcher season we've seen since guys like Kershaw and Verlander won their MVPs. Not just the Cy Young. I think Tarek Skubal is coming for the MVP. That's my hot take for this season. We'll move on to the Cy Young though, and I think it's the same as last year. Skeens in the NL and Skubal in the AL. Both the best pitchers in the game. Skubal's 1, Skeens is 2. They're in different leagues, so they'll both get a Cy Young. That's how I see it happening. Skeens, I mentioned what I thought for Skubal, my prediction for Skubal. I think Skeens is similarly going to get extended a little bit. He's older now, he's more mature, and they're going to not have as much of a limit on him for pitches. They're going to let him ride a little bit longer. And the stuff is getting better and better. He's a special, special young pitcher, has potential to be one of the greats of all time. Who else can be in consideration? Last year was Christopher Sanchez. I'd like to see another big year from him. I also think Freddie Peralta is in a contract year as well. I think he might play well with the Mets now. Are there any other pitchers that really could impress? I mean, you know how I feel about Logan Webb. Um, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think there's no contest who's winning it. It's just who else is going to be 2, 3, 4, etc. That's going to be interesting. I like Sanchez. I like Webb a lot. You know how I feel about Webb. And maybe Yamamoto as well. For the AL, I think it's Skubal. But who else could be following him? Crochet, definitely very good. And then I also like, I don't know, I like Joe Ryan a lot for the Twins. He's got a filthy movement on his breaking balls. He's a great pitcher. I think Joe Ryan might finish third. And I might be forgetting some people, but hey, man, you know, let's go. What's going to happen? Rookie of the year. There are a lot of interesting players to choose from for Rookie of the Year. A lot of pitchers, a lot of highly ranked prospects. For the American League, just spitball here. Some guys that um, you have Kevin McGonigal is making the opening day roster for the Tigers. Um, Caglione, I guess, is technically a rookie. He technically will be a rookie. I don't know. It's the easy one to just say McGonagall. I mean, there are the Japanese guys; those are technically rookies as well, coming over. Oh, I forgot about somebody. I know who's winning Rookie of the Year in the American League. My pick for that is Roman Anthony. He is a very young guy. He is 21 years old. He already feels like an established vet. And I know people are hyping him up so much, and I'm kind of joining the bandwagon a little bit. I'm buying stock Roman Anthony. I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. He was good last year. I think he's just going to get better with a full season. We saw him in the WBC playing like an established vet. Although he's a rookie, he could be a potential MVP candidate down the road. I'm taking Roman Anthony to win Rookie of the Year in the American League. The National League, I want to say Bryce Eldridge, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, it could happen. It realistically could. He might be in consideration if he comes up sooner. But you got guys like J.J. Weatherholt. He's making the opening day roster. Connor Griffin might come up sooner rather than later. On the Phillies, you got Crawford and Painter as well. That's a pitcher painter. But my pick for National League Rookie of the Year is a pitcher. I'm taking Nolan McLean. He is going to be the number 2 starter behind Freddie Peralta. And although he wasn't the greatest in the WBC in the final, he was pretty good. And what we saw last year, just as a true rookie, was very good late in the season. He was maybe the Mets best pitcher down the stretch. I think he's going to perform well again. The stuff is nasty. I think he's got what it takes to be a dog. And that's my pick for National League Rookie of the Year is Nolan McLean. So to recap so far, for the MVPs, I have Otani and Skubal for Cy Young, Skeens and Skubal for Rookie of the Year, Roman Anthony in the AL, and the NL, I have Nolan McLean. For other awards, I mean, Coach of the Year, it's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to predict because you don't know who's like gonna break out in that sense. But breakout players would be interesting to talk about. I'm gonna talk about that. But um, I guess what team will win the most games? You want to say the Dodgers, but the trap there is, are they going to be taking the regular season all that seriously? I'm not sure. The Dodgers are. I'll probably just pick the Dodgers. I mean, they're probably going to win the most games. I'll come up with the full playoff prediction. Will come out tomorrow. And probably do it in tomorrow's main episode. I'll think about that. I'll think about that. It will come out tomorrow though. And let's go over some breakout players. I might pick one for every team, or at least one guy who I'm watching for. Let's do that. We'll start with the Blue Jays. For the Blue Jays, I'm looking at. Well, there are a lot of interesting storylines there. Um, Ernie Clement is a big one. I want to see if he can sustain that hitting throughout the entire season. Okamoto, he is a big. He's coming over from Japan. We'll see how he plays. Vladdy could have a nasty year. I'm looking at Ernie Clement though. Okamoto is a big story, but I want to see how Ernie Clement plays over at a full 162 as a starter because he was averaging like 1.5 hits per game in the postseason. That's not sustainable through 162. I want to see how he adjusts, how pitchers adjust to him, and if he can just rack up those hits in the regular season. And the Okamoto is obviously a big one. For the Orioles, um, I feel like Gunner's gonna have a big year. Well, also I'm gonna go through and pick one MVP and one breakout. For the Blue Jays, I think their MVP is gonna be Vladdy. He's their best player. Not the greatest regular season last season, but the postseason was phenomenal. So I guess not Ernie Clement's not really a breakout. So we'll go breakout, a player to watch, and an MVP. Breakout for the Blue Jays. I'll take Addison Barger. I mean, I don't know about breakout because he's kind of established, but a lot of these guys will be picking are just established. But to break out is also like to improve. So I'll say Barger to improve slash breakout, Clement player to watch, and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. as the MVP. For the Orioles, breakout player, I'm kind of looking at Jackson Holiday. I want to see Jackson Holiday take the next step. Number 1 overall pick back in 2022. This will be his second full year, I think. I'm pretty sure he was on the team full time last year. I want to see if he takes the next step this year. I think that step will be coming soon. Is it this year? Is it next year? So that's a player to break out. I think it's going to happen. Also a player to watch. But I think the big player to watch for the Orioles is Adley Rutschman, who was so good in 2023. 2024, they still made the playoffs. He wasn't as good, and last year he did not have a good year. I want to see how Adley Rutschman plays because he was a number one overall pick back in. I know he wasn't. I swear he was. Really? I thought he was number one. Oh well. Um, yeah, actually, he wasn't even a top pick, but he was such a good prospect, though. Are we sure about that? Can we look that up? Is that not an error? Yeah, he was. Why does it say he was a 40th round pick? That's not right. Okay, he is a first round pick, so I was correct. Ali Rushman won one back in 2018, it looks like, and he looked every bit of that player in 23 and a little bit 24, 25. Not a good year. I want to see how he plays because he is a key to that success, especially catching the ball, managing a pitching staff. I want to see how he plays. And then MVP, it's Gunnar. I mean, Pete Alonso is good, but Gunnar Henderson is one of the best players in baseball. Top three shortstop, up there with behind Witt probably, and they're up there with Lindor. I want to see how Gunnar, because Gunnar had a bad, he had an injury to start the year, rough like slow start. See if he pick it up. Player to watch. Okay, for the Rays, MVP is Junior Caminero. Dog, 45 homers last year. Um, Breakout pick. I don't really know. Who do they even have? Is there a young guy to break out? I don't know. I'm just gonna pick one at random. Oh, Blake Sable's on the team. I'll pick Blake Sable. That's such a bad pick. I'm gonna pick Blake Sable to break out. And player to watch, Chandler Simpson. That guy's a he's so fast. I mean, whoa. If he can learn how to hit a little bit, scary. For the Red Sox. Breakout pick. It's not it's too easy to say Roman Anthony, but I mean Roman Anthony. Jeez. Um, can Marcelo Meyer take the next step? They have a lot of good young guys. Um, I don't know. I guess I'll take Roman Anthony to break out. I mean, he's already had his breakout, I think, but I don't know. Player to watch would also be Roman Anthony, but I have to pick somebody else. Actually, breakout pick. I like Marcelo Meyer. Player to watch is Roman Anthony. MVP, dare I say, also Roman Anthony. It could be Roman or it could be Garrett Crochet. I also think an interesting player to watch is Aroldis Chapman, who's he's just fun to watch in general, but is he going to be the same dominant closer that he was last year in his old age? We'll see about that. Player to break out on the Yankees. Could it be Jason Dominguez here? I feel like Ben Rice already broke out. Um, I'm looking at Cam Schlittler though, because he was unbelievable in the playoff against in the wild card round against the Red Sox. He was just shoved. I mean, so dominant. I mean, you look at who he was in August and September. I I'll take Cam Schlittler to break out. I think they have a Paul Skeens light. That's kind of the comparison. He's tall. He throws hard. They have kind of a discount version of Paul Skeens. And no offense to Schlittler, I think he's going to be one of the best pitchers. I'm really high on him actually. So that's my player to break out. Player to watch. I mean, Jazz Chisholm is so fun to watch. I'm gonna take Garrett Cole as a player to watch because you want to see how he's gonna pitch coming back from the serious arm injury, the Tommy John. He's not gonna be in the roster to start. He's gonna come back in like May or something like that. Garrett Cole is a player to watch. See if is he still Garrett Cole or is he older and injured? And then MVP, it's Aaron Judge. I mean, no question about that. Let's get this moving along here. That was the East. Let's take a look at the Central. For the Guardians, breakout player. I feel like Manzardo already had his breakout. I'm looking at the Lauder. He made his debut in a postseason game. Now he's going to have a full, calm regular season. He's not going to have to deal with all the pressure. I want to see how he performs. I think he might break out this year. And player to watch, I mean, Stephen Kwan is one of my favorite players. I mean, just the way he plays. To also see if he gets traded is a interesting thing to see. Player to watch, Stephen Kwan. Um, and then MVP is J Ram. He's so good. I probably can't do him justice. For the Royals, breakout pick. Oh, I'm looking at 2025. How would I be doing that? I want to go back to the Rays, see if I missed anybody. No, I was doing it right. Um, why did they go to 2025? It's so weird. Um, breakout pick for the Royals. I want to say Caglione, so I'm going to say Caglione. I'm also looking at Isaac Collins to see how he plays. He was with the Brewers. The Brewers fans liked him a lot. They traded him though, and I'm looking at Caglione and Collins to break out this year. Player to watch. Looking at Michael Garcia. I mean, he had his breakout last year, but I think he might even get better. I mean, that might be crazy to say, but I think he might get better. Um, I was looking at their closer, Estevez is a dog. MVP, Bobby Witt Jr. For the Tigers, breakout player. Is it too early to say McGonigal? He is making the roster. I don't know. I don't know. Breakout player. I mean, Riley Green is already broken out, but he might take the next step this year. We'll see. Um, player to watch. I'm watching Riley Green. They have a lot of interesting players. Torkelson, will he stay the way he played last year, which was very good? I'm looking at the pitching staff. I'm looking at Framber to see how he plays in this uh new team because there's a lot of stuff about him in the offseason. I'm also looking at Justin Verlander. Verlander down the stretch for us in August and September, so good. First half injured and sucked. He's he's old as hell. He's like 46, right? 43. Okay, whatever, same thing. He's unk. Does he still have it? He could be their third best pitcher. I mean, if you go into a wild card series, which is what I have them being against the Orioles, you put Justin Verlander out game three. Are you confident? Is he even out there? I want to see how Unk does. And then MVP is Tarek Skubal. I think he's going to have one of the greatest pitching seasons ever this year. For the Twins, they don't really have a lot of people. For breakout player, I'm looking at Matt Wallner. Shout out Trevor Plouffe, John Boy Media. He's been talking him up like crazy. We'll see how he does. Um, player to watch, Byron Buxton. To see, you know, is he healthy? Because last year he had his healthiest year and he was great. Is he going to stay healthy? And then MVP, I'm taking Joe Ryan. I think he's their best player. Well, Buxton and Joe Ryan is their best pitcher. For the White Sox, breakout player, Colson Montgomery. I think Montgomery is a shot for Rookie of the Year, although I don't know if he has eligibility left. I was a big fan of his last year. I think he's got what it takes to be one of the best shortstops in the league. Looking at Colson Montgomery to break out. Also looking at Kyle Teal. Player to watch, well, it's Munetaka Murakami, of course. I want to see how he does because he's either going to be one of the greatest power hitters in White Sox history, and they got Thomas, they got Tomey as well. He's either going to be one of the greatest power hitters in the league, or he's going to be completely overmatched. I'm super interested to see how that goes. I am rooting for him. MVP, I don't know. They don't really have anybody. I guess I'll take Montgomery as well. Their best pitcher is Shane Smith. We'll see how he does. He was an All Star last year. AL West, Angels player to break out. Zach Neto's already broken out, so I can't pick him. Um, I'm gonna go to Reed Detmers. He hasn't really taken that next step yet, but he's shown promise. The stuff is great. I think this year is the year that it all clicks for Reed Detmers. Player to watch, Mike Trout. Right? I mean, just to watch the talent and also to see, is he all right? Is he healthy? I think if he's healthy, he's the MVP. If not, I'm looking at a guy like Neto. I'm looking at Joe Adele, who had a phenomenal year last year. Another player to watch is Grayson Rodriguez. Does a change of scenery do him uh, a good service? We'll see. There's potential there. That's Anaheim. Ooh, yikes. Let's go to Houston. Breakout player. I think Imai has got it. I think Tatsuya Imai is a dog, and I think he's going to have immediate success coming over from Japan. That's my breakout player. Player to watch. Hunter Brown is a dog. You want to take a look at him. Um, the bullpen. Player to watch is Jordan Alvarez. Is he healthy? When he's healthy, I feel like we're kind of forgetting about Jordan. When he's healthy, one of the best power hitters in the game. When he's not, which he wasn't last year, he also wasn't very good when healthy. Jordan's the player to watch. And the MVP, if it's healthy, it's Jordan. I like Josh Hader a lot. I think he's one of the greatest closers in the game. One of the best left-hand relievers in the game, probably the best. Um, I'm taking Josh Hader as the MVP. I can also see Hunter Brown being that guy. For the Athletics, this is fun. Player to break out, and there are a ton of candidates. And I like Max Muncy. I like the A's version of Max Muncy. I think he could break out playing second base. That's gonna be my pick. Of course, a lot of these guys have had their breakout year, but I'm taking Muncy to break out. And then player to watch. All these guys are must see if we're being honest. But I think player to watch is Lawrence Butler, who did not have his best year last year. Everyone else around him was. He was not. Can he get back to being a dog, the law dog? I want to see how he performs. And then just the A's are a fun group. Like I just want to watch them, like in general. These are all players to watch. MVP, it's gotta be Kurtz. He's such a dog. I also am a big fan of Jacob Wilson. I feel like it's a 1-2 punch. They both are very different, but very good. Kurtz MVP for the A's. For the Mariners. Player to break out. Is it too early to say what's his name? Cade? Cade Anderson. I feel like it's too early for him. He didn't have the greatest spring in his starts. Maybe he'll come up though. Maybe he'll be good. That's like the only guy that I know really. Um, I don't know because all these guys are pretty much established. Maybe Canzona's a nice year. Um, they're full of players to watch though. But I guess for breakout, I don't know. I guess I'll take Cade Anderson. Maybe we'll put a little spin on this because he's also a player to improve, right? I think Brendan Donovan is far greater than people realize, and I don't. I think he's already like he's an established player in baseball, but I think that he's my pick to improve the most, and he's the pick to break out. He's the pick to break into the public perception because people don't really know about Brendan Donovan. People don't know that he's like that. I think he's now that he's on a big market team. Now he's on a big well, put some respect on the Mariners. Now that he's on a big team in Seattle. I could see people really putting respect on his name. Player to watch. There are so many of them. Julio Rodriguez is must see TV. So is Cal Raleigh. Can Cal keep it up? The pitching staff is just incredible. Wu, Castillo, Gilbert, Kirby, Miller. Andres Munoz is a great closer. I think player to watch just for the sheer entertainment is Julio Rodriguez. But I'm interested to see can Cal Raleigh continue his just obliteration of baseballs over a full season. I think it's going to be good. I don't know about 60 though. I feel like 45 to 47 is the number. And then MVP, I mean 45, 47 is really good. So I'm going to take Cal Raleigh. A little Brian Wu, watch out for him. I think he's the top dog in the Mariners rotation. For the Rangers, um, pick to break out. I guess so. Mackenzie Gore is already broken out. He's already established, but he's still young, and I think he can take the next step. I'm actually looking at all three of those young arms in the rotation. Gore, I think, will go from good to great, and I think that Leiter and Rocker will go from young arm to established good arm, and maybe even higher than that. I especially for Rocker, I guess for Leiter as well. I don't know who has the higher ceiling, but I think they're both going to improve. I think they're all going to improve. All three of those starters are my pick to break out. And if I had to take one to go from like the most improved, I'll take Gore. But for a pure breakout, I like Kumar Rocker. Um, Player to watch. I think Corey Seager's always a good player to watch. But I think he's kind of like their MVP. I think player to watch is Jacob DeGrom to see does he still have it? Because he's older now. He's 37. And last year he had a vintage year. Is that sustainable? We'll see. I think MVP is Corey Seager. I think he's their best player, but don't sleep on Wyatt Langford. He could have one of his best years ever this year. That's the AL. Let's take a look at the NL. This is a fun thing, actually. I'm glad we're doing this. I hope you guys are enjoying it. For the Braves, pick to break out. I don't know. Who do they really have? Who's like their young? They don't really have like that many young guys. They have mostly established guys. I don't know. They don't really have a breakout pick. I'm not really sure who their prospects are. I like Mauricio Dubon. He was a former Giant. I don't. They don't really have young guys. I don't know who their best prospect is. I don't know how old's Reynaldo. Oh, 32. I don't know. Let's look up Braves prospects. They don't really have anybody. Garrett Bauman is my pick. He's a number 12 prospect in the system. All right, I'll take him. Or no. Okay, we'll go with someone who actually made the roster. Didier Didier Fuentes is my pick. He made the opening day roster, so I'll take him. I don't really. I don't. This is more interesting. Players to watch. Acuna. I'll save him for the MVP. I think player to watch is Michael Harris II. Can he get back to the great form that he showed in his rookie year and the years after? Last year, not good for MH2. I think this year he can get back to being that consistent guy, and that's the player to watch. MVP. It's gonna be Acuna. I think Acuna could be the MVP straight up in the NL if it wasn't for Otani. I'm taking the Braves MVP as Acuna. For the Marlins, player to break out, Yuri Perez. He's already kind of established a little bit, but I think he's gonna break out. And then maybe even Connor Norby if he can play well, if he can find his stride. Player to watch is for sure Sandy Alcantara. There's a lot of hype around Sandy. He looked good in the WBC last year. Not good. This guy's a former Cy Young. Can he regain that form? Maybe not as dominant, but people are really high on him, so I'll pick him as a player to watch. And then MVP, if it's healthy Sandy, it's healthy Sandy. But I like Kyle Stowers. I want to see if he can continue his great form. For the Mets, breakout pick. It's everybody saying this. I think it's McLean. McLean, gosh, he's got a lot of potential. I think he's going to be rookie of the year, so I'll take him in the breakout. Player to watch. There's a lot of them. Freddie Peralta, see how he adjusts. Simeon. I think the real player to watch here is well, there's Bichette, but he's not gonna be my pick. You obviously want to see how he does, but I think Luis Roberts is the player to watch. Can he regain his old form in a new environment? Is he gonna be a good center fielder for the Mets? The bat is really what you want to see. Player to watch. Um, Kind of an interesting player. Juan Soto, I think, is the best player on this team. He went 40-40 last year. Can he do that again? I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna be good like that. I think he's gonna be good in a different way this year, just pure hit tool. But he might steal some bags. But that was crazy how he stole that many. Kind of under the radar. For the Nationals, player to breakout. I'm taking a guy that I'm pretty high on, Robert Hassel III. He's not going to be starting on the opening day roster, but I'm pretty high on him. Another guy I think could also be very good is Brady House. He was he makes the opening day roster, so I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna take Brady House to break out for the Nationals. He's one of their top prospects. I also am pretty high on Hassel though. Player to watch. Who should we watch on the Nats? I guess it's C.J. Abrams to see how he plays. Is there more to his game, or is he at the ceiling? He is still young. We'll see. MVP James Wood. I also think Wood is kind of a player to watch. They had the players to watch are the young guys to see how they do. Last team in the East, the Phillies. Player to break out. It's either Crawford or it's Painter. Who do I like more? I also like Otto Kemp. I think I don't know why. I just kind of like him. Who made the open day roster? Was it Crawford or Painter? Crawford's still in it. Let's look it up. He does make it. What about Andrew Painter? Whoever made the roster is who I'm taking. So they both did. Who do I like more? Who do I think will break out is the question. Um, I think Painter. I mean, it's in the name. I think that's the pitcher name. I like that. I'll take Painter to break out. Player to watch. There are a lot of guys. Adolis Garcia. Is he gonna, get back to who he was for the Rangers? Christopher Sanchez. Is he gonna be as dominant as he was last year? I think yeah. Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber did not look good WBC. I think the real thing, kind of the opposite of the Nationals. For the Phillies, you want to watch all the old guys, see if it's still there. I think it's still there. Maybe I just don't think it's at the level that it was before. That's key to their success. MVP, Christopher Sanchez. I think I don't know how Schwarber is going to play this year. He was so good last year. I'll take Christopher Sanchez as the MVP for where's my water? For the Phillies. Let's go to the Central. I'm trying to get some water. Brewers player to break out. The entire rotation. I mean, wow, they have a lot of good young arms. If I had to choose one, the easy pick is Mizorowski. But I'm not going that way. I'm going in a different direction. I like Brandon Sproat, even though he didn't have the greatest spring. I'll tell you right now who I'm taking. Kyle Harrison. I'm taking Harry to break out. He was a Giant, so I know him. Giants prospect, one of our best pitching prospects to come through in recent years. I'm taking him to break out. Maybe actually I don't know about this year. I still think he can be good. This in my head, it's not this year. This year's not the year for him. Next year will be his year. This year, it's about Mizorowski. Player to watch. Bryce Terang really impressed at the WBC. Although I think he's gonna be their MVP. So I think player to watch, it could be Yelich, it could be Churio. I want to see how Sal Frelick plays as well. I'm looking at the bullpen though. Abner Uribe, I think he's the player to watch. He was third in the league with a 1.67 ERA last year. He had 7 saves. He was their setup guy. It looks like this year he might be the closer flat out. I think Abner Uribe, I'm taking a reliever as the player to watch, believe it or not. And then, of course, Woodruff. How's he going to play? coming back from injury. Uh, his first full year coming back from injury. And then MVP, I think it's gonna be Turang. It could be Churio, but I think it's Turang. Cardinals player to break out. We got today the news that JJ Weatherholt was making the open day roster. I'll take him to break out. Is that a little early? Yeah, that's probably a little early, but I mean, who else is there, right? So I'll take Weatherholt. Player to watch. I'm taking a pitcher. I clowned on him yesterday. I thought the rotation was awful, but there's one guy that kind of seems like he's not bad. Matthew Liberatore. He's going to be their best pitcher. He's going to be their ace. Does he have what it takes to be an ace? We'll see. I think he's my player to watch. Um, Also, Burleson. I mean, can he hit? We'll see. MVP, I think their best player is Mason Wynn by default. He's also a player to kind of break out, kind of improve. He's also a player to watch. Mason Wynn could be all three. For the Cubs, player to break out. PCA already had his breakout party, so we're not going to say him. I like Cade Horton a lot. I think he's got what it takes. Do they have any prospects coming up that we should know about? I'm just going to take Cade Horton. Dog. Cubs fans high on him. I'm gonna take Cade Horton to break out. I think he could be one of their better pitchers this year. A player to watch. There are a lot. Pete Crow Armstrong is a player to watch. I think Bregman. We know what we have there, but PCA. There's a big difference between first and second half PCA. I think he's gonna have a full first half. Can go into the second half like last year. Last year, All Star. Then he kind of dropped off. I think it's going to carry out the entire year, that all star form of PCA. He's going to go 30-30 again, maybe even 40-40 with ease, dare I say. PCA player to watch. If he plays like I think he's going to play, he's the MVP. But just in terms of like overall clubhouse guy, it's got to be Bregman. It could also be Hap. I think PCA is the player to watch though. He's in my prediction, he's the MVP, but I can't say him twice, so I'll say PCA and I'll say Bregman, whatever. Breakout player for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I want to say O'Neill Cruz so badly, but I don't know. I don't know what's preventing me from saying that. Bubba Chandler. I think he made the opening day roster. I think he does. He is on the roster. Bubba Chandler, to me, just feels like he what I see him as is like just a dominant three pitcher in a very good rotation. Like he could be a one. He will be a one on a different team, or like he would be. He will. You know what I'm trying to say? Like when it's all when he's in like his prime, next couple of years, probably he could be the starter on a number of different teams, the open day starting a number of different teams. But I feel like in this rotation, he's the three, and I think he's going to be a very, very good three. I think he's going to be solid. Bubba Chandler, my pick to break out for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Player to watch, I'm a big fan of Brandon Lau. I think the player to watch that was O'Neill Cruz. Is there more to his game, or is he just going to be a bad fielder who is a Statcast darling? I think there's definitely still time for him. He's a player to watch. He's super exciting, so he's a player to watch. MVP, it's Skeens, dog. For the Reds, player to break out. Mm, I want to say I want to say Ellie. I think he's the player to watch though. Um, I think a player to break out. It's got to be a younger guy. Could it be Ellie going from like really talented, good player, like good, like the floor is already broken out. He's already at like the floor is known. The ceiling is through the roof, like which is ironic because the ceiling through the roof. Is there a ceiling for this guy? Can he reach that? I I was thinking about Ellie. I've been thinking about Ellie a lot recently, actually. Just about like who he is and the talent there. He There are five tools in baseball: hit, hit for power, field, run, and throw. He has these four. He's missing the hit for contact. So right now it's this. This year, will Ellie add this tool? I want him to, just for like baseball entertainment purposes. I'm still 50-50 on that. We'll have to see how it goes. I think he's the player to watch for the Reds. And if he can add that fifth tool, he's going to be the MVP. I think the MVP will be Andrew Abbott. Player to break out, Chase Burns. He's a dog. Everyone's high on him. I think he will impress. He's got some. He throws gas. I like Chase Burns. Let's go to the NL West, who I will be talking about later in my recording. Player to break out. Who's like a young guy? Do they even have that many? I mean, I don't see. The one I know of is Jordan Lawler, who I like his Emily the Show card. And yeah, sometimes I base my decisions off that. I'll take Lawler to break out. To break out, I don't think he's gonna have his best year this year, but he will have his best year so far and establish himself. Player to watch, it's kind of the big three. I mean, you want to see how Arenado does, but I like um, Perdomo, Carroll, and Marte are all super, super good baseball players. I think player to watch is Corbin. See how he does after that injury, the hamate bone, to see. Because don't get me wrong, he's a great player already. Does he have potential to become amazing? To become top five? I think it. I think it's there. It is. Is this the year though? Let me just get this straight. He's 25. He's already one of the best players in baseball. He is super, super exciting. Right now, if this is like average, Corbin Carroll's here, but there's potential for him to be here still in his career. If like the top of the screen is like Otani, like that's the baseline, and like our Judge, he's here. He's like top 30, top 20. He could be up here, like top 10, if this is like the base, if it's like average. Is this the year that that happens? I don't know. Injury. That's why he's a player to watch. MVP. It could be Carroll. I love the consistency of Cattell Marte. Um, yeah, very underrated. Even though he's in my division, I see him a lot. I'm still surprised how good he is for the Dodgers. Player to break out. It feels like everyone they have is already broken out, and it would be scary if they have somebody else to break out. I like um I like Delton Rushing. Is it Sasaki's year? I don't think so. Player to break out. Pa has already broke out. Really, the only option is like Sheehan or Hyson Kim. He's in the minors. Can he become more than a role player? We'll see. I don't really know if the Dodgers have a pick to break out or a pick to improve. I feel like they're all kind of like where they need to be. I'm gonna take Emmett. I don't know. I don't believe in any of these picks. I'll say rushing, just because he's the one who I feel like will play the best. Player to watch. There are so many players to watch. Kyle Tucker. How will he play in the Dodgers? Why is he a Dodger? Oh my gosh, that's so frustrating. Does Mookie still have it? Not the best year last year, not the greatest playoffs either. What about Teo? On the other hand, is somebody going to rise up? Is Yamamoto going to pitch better? What about not Gilbert, Glasnow, or Edwin Diaz, or Blake Snell? I'm going to take, Bobby Miller. Oh, man. I forgot about Bobby Miller. He was on my MLB The Show team in 2023. Wow. I forgot about him. That brings back some memories. He had a great card. Here's my pick player to watch. I've been selecting a lot of guys that not just as like player to watch. Like sometimes I select him as this guy is so exciting you got to see this guy, or this guy has questions. He can go up or down. We're going to find out this year. I'm looking to see how Tanner Scott does. He got a huge contract because he pitched great. Last year, stunk it up for the Dodgers. Will he get back to that form or will he continue to stink? I want to see how Tanner Scott does. MVP, Shohei. Can Cal Tucker be good? Is Edwin Diaz going to be locked down in LA? Which I think yes. We'll see. Now for the Giants. Pick to break out. So I want to say Eldridge, but the thought just pops into my head. I've been hyping him up the entirety of the spring, basically since I started this podcast back in September 1st of 2025. I don't think I've ever said a bad thing about Landon Roop. I'm picking Landon Roop to break out. I said he was going to be all-star. So I'm taking Landon Roop to break out. Um, yeah, that's my pick. That's what I'm going with. Picking Landon Roop to break out this year. I think he's going to be. I stand by that. He's going to be an all star. You also want to look at Bryce Eldridge. I think he's going to be nice, solid piece. I don't think he's going to have like rookie of the year. I still think he's going to be solid, hit double digit home runs. Depending on when he comes up, I'm super high on him. Maybe not this year, but the next year, oh, look out. But this year, I picked Landon Roop. Let's get some water in while I think about who to watch. Who to watch is everybody. I mean, Roth. I want to pick a guy. I want to pick two guys who people are unsure about. Luis Arias. The contact is 100% there. He's not lost to beat. Everyone is just dogging on him because of his fielding. I think that's unfair. And I think the glove. We got Ron Washington. I think he's has to, you don't forget how to play second base. I think Arias is a player to watch just because for the fielding purpose, and then also a guy like I said who we don't know where he's going to go. Is he going to go up or is he going to go down? Ryan Walker. He's our closer now. Once again, is he going to be a dog? Yes. I don't know. I used to like in 2023. I thought he was good. 2024. I thought Ryan Walker could do no wrong. Even before he was made the closer. Last year, coming into it, I don't know why. I love Camilo. That's why I thought he shouldn't be the closer. I was right. This year, he feels like a nice little 79, 80 overall. I'm thinking like 25 saves. He's gonna blow like five of them. 25 for 30 seems about right. Um, although if we're winning games though, like he's gonna be saving a lot more than the 30. So I think Ryan Walker is going to blow 4 or 5 saves this year. He's either going to have 25 saves or 40, depending on where we go. Ryan Walker, player to watch. MVP pick. Webb is just the most consistent you can get. I love every single one of these players. Jung Hoo Lee is also a player to watch. How he does the right field. I think Rafi's going to have a phenomenal year. So I'm taking Rafi as the MVP. Let's go move on to the Padres. Player to break out. Who's one of their young guys? Do they have young guys? Who they got? Who they got? Tristan McKenzie is a Padre? Wow. I don't know. They don't really have young guys. All their players are established. There's no need to really break out. Um, I guess I'll take Yuki Matsui. He seems young. I'm gonna take Bryce Johnson. He's 30. Dang. I don't believe in that. There's really nobody. There. Let's look it up. Padres breakout picks. I'll steal one. Ethan Solis. I know who that is, so we'll take him. Yeah, I know who Ethan Salas is. I'll take Ethan Salas. He's a catcher. He could be good. Player to watch. Um, I'm not gonna pick him. I think he's my MVP, which is might surprise some people. We're over an hour. This is the first time we've gone over an hour solo. Um, Player to watch. Fernando. He's that good. I think an interesting player to watch is Jackson Merrill to see because what happened last year? Was he hurt or did he just not play well? Can I see how many games he was in, please? I think he was hurt, wasn't he? Yes, there was injury at the beginning of the year. I mean, he was still good. I mean, he still had 440 at bats. He had 264. I think Merrill's the player to watch because he had such a good rookie year in 2024. I think he did he win rookie of the year? He might have, or was he snubbed? No, because Skeens won it. That's right. Merrill. If it wasn't for the existence of Paul Skeens, Merrill would have been rookie of the year. Will he be like that again? I think yeah. I think he can get back to that form. And then MVP. I'm not taking Fernando. I'm taking Mason Miller. From what we saw at the WBC, oh my gosh, this guy balled out. I mean, last year he wasn't even the closer. He got traded, and then Robert Suarez was the closer. Suarez is in Atlanta now. Mason Miller has the job all to himself. He dazzled in Oakland, and I think he's gonna. I mean, he throws 104 with a wipeout slider. I think he's the best. I can't remember who I thought it was. I think I thought it was Diaz, maybe Duran. I think Mason Miller's the best closer in baseball. Probably best reliever, period. Although I'm kind of sleeping on a hater. I'm taking Mason Miller as my MVP. And now for the Rockies. Not a very exciting team, but player to break out. I like Dollander. He does pitch in Coors, so that's tough. I also think Mickey Moniak, can he be the number one pick that he was drafted to be? I'll take Dollander to break out. Player to watch. They have a lot of veteran pitchers. I want to see how they navigate the park. Um, Ezekiel Tovar, he had high expectations last year, did not follow through. I like Victor Vonnick. I think he's their closer. I'm a big fan of his. I think like he throws like 99 from like sidearm. I think he's like a player to watch just to see like can he be a good reliever? Like can he be a really good reliever? Can he be an all-star? And then MVP Hunter Goodman. Wow, what a fantastic year. Those that took a lot of time. We haven't even talked about hockey. Let's go over to hockey. Those are my breakout picks. Those are my MVP picks. If you're still here, thank you. Let's talk about. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about. Yesterday, the Senators beat the Rangers. Uh, I don't want all. I want top. No, I want main. Okay, let's get in. This is such a huge day for hockey. Every team except for the Sabres and the Rangers are playing. So that means there are and the Rangers and the Sabres are Eastern teams. So that means every single team in the Western Conference is playing today. You can go from down here to up here and vice versa in terms of the standings. This is going to be an unbelievably huge day. March 24th. Mark your calendars. This could be the biggest day for hockey ever. I don't know about that. For this year, it's especially look at the matchups. This is crucial. The Sharks are in Nashville playing the Predators. Why does that matter? Because the Predators are in 8th, 75. The Sharks are in 11th, with 70. If we go down 7 points to the final wildcard seed, it's not all but over, but it's close to over. This is such a big game because not only can we get points just by winning, but we can take points away from the benchmark, the 8th seed. That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're trying to get back to. This is the team that has that seed, that's in that spot. We can take a game from them straight up. This is our best chance to get big points in the West while staying in it. This game is so unbelievably important for San Jose. We'll come back to that. The Bruins play the Maple Leafs. Hurricanes, Canadians, Senators, Red Wings. These are all great games. Not the Boston one. Kraken, Panthers. That's a pretty good one. You want to see how the Kraken do because they have lost 3 games in a row. They are 10th in the West, 1 point up on us. They play the Panthers, the Blackhawks, the Islanders, Blue Jackets, Flyers, Avs, Penguins, Wild Lightning. That could be a potential finals matchup. Two very, very good teams. Caps, Blues, kind of a lower one. Devils, Stars. Golden Knights, Jets. The Jets have managed to get right back into this thing, tied with us for 70 points. And the Golden Knights have 78 points. They're not too far up, just 3 up on Nashville. So they can go from 6 to 8 if they, not if they lose, but if they lose a couple of games. The Kings and the Flames. The Flames are 5 points back of us, so they're mostly out of it, 10 whole points back. But for the Kings, they're very much in it. They're in the 9 seed. They're at 73, 2 back of Nashville. They're looking to get a win here, and if Nashville loses, then they'll move up. And then a big one here, Oilers Mammoth. This is for what seed? 5 and 7. So the Mammoth have 80, the Oilers have 77. If the Oilers want to get up, they're going to have to take down Utah today, or else Utah will be 5 points up on them if they win in regulation. They're also trying to chase down the Golden Knights and the Ducks. This is a massive game. And then the Ducks and the Canucks. That rhymes. Can the Ducks take this game and extend their lead in the Pacific? We'll see. Just a massive day for hockey. So many big ones. For the Sharks, though. Who's starting in net? It's Ned. Guys, we're 3-7 in our last 10 games. We've lost 4 in a row. It's slipping through our fingers. If we're gonna make the postseason this year, we have to win this game. We really do. How does that happen? Well, there are a couple ways that we can win this game. One is everybody plays a great team game. We pass the puck well. We get good shots. Everyone's in great chemistry. We've seen that a lot this year, especially in December and January. We haven't been playing like that recently. Here's the other option. Is this more realistic? I don't know. The other option, the other way we can win this game, is for Macklin Celebrini to put the entire city of San Jose on his back and single-handedly win this game. Which one is more likely? Is it crazy that I have to think about it? I think it's more likely that we all play great hockey, but especially considering how teams are guarding Macklin now, which is why it's important for that chemistry to come through. I don't want to see any stupid line changes. I want Graf, Celebrini, and Smith. I want Eklund, Sherwood, and Misa. And I want Wenberg out there. Well, I guess Toff is hurt, huh? I want Wenberg out there with Gaudette and Goodrow. That's the line. I'd also like to see good play from the defense. I want to see Dickinson play well. He's a big part of our team. Maybe offensive production as well as defense. We got to defend the net well. We can't let. I think before I was so focused on the shots, but then I realized, hey, the shots are like, it's not about the shots. It's about like the chances you get and like the control. But then after watching last game, we controlled the puck way more than Philadelphia, and they had way less shots and won. They won. So I think it's gonna be a combination. We gotta control the puck, and shoot like crazy. But the chances have to be good. We weren't getting good chances last game, and we should have had way more shots than we did. It was just a bad game last game. So gotta be better. It's gonna wrap it up for today though. We got baseball tomorrow. I can't wait for it, and gotta get this massive video uploaded. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.